You don't need hundreds of dollars to make X-Plane 12 a great simulator. All you need is a few free add-ons to level up X-Plane. In this video, we're going to cover the top 10 recommended freeware add-ons for X-Plane 12, at least in my opinion. I'll be releasing a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 recommended list soon, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell to be notified when I do. Number 1, X-Plane Map Enhancement. We all know X-Plane just doesn't have great ground textures. For folks who've been flying an X-Plane a while, you know ortho has been the way to go for a long time. Ortho for XP was a staple for most X-Plane 11 users, but with recent advances in streaming technology, you don't have to download individual tiles anymore, but rather allow a program to do it for you, live on the fly. X-Plane Map Enhancement does this for you automatically without a lot of configuration. Simply install it, point it to the right directory, and bam, you have free ortho tiles streaming into your X-Plane. Of course, the quality of these tiles leaves some room for improvement, and that's where the paid version comes in. But I use the free version, and it works for me. If you want those super detailed tiles still, you can still download ortho tiles and place them in your custom scenery folder like before. I also want to mention there is another option in this same area called Auto Ortho. I didn't have much luck with it personally. Every flight I ran crashed about half an hour into it despite a lot of troubleshooting. That's probably on me. It may not be the program itself. I know people who use it all the time and don't have problems. So not exactly sure why it did. Maybe it's with my AMD GPU. I really don't know. Anyway, Auto Ortho is another option, but it does require more configuration on the front end. Number 2, LevelUp 737NG V2. If you've been around X-Plane a while, you probably already know about the LevelUp 737s built off of Zebo's work on the 737-800. The version 2 of these fine aircraft did release just a few weeks ago, and after flying them around, I can say they're beautiful. Not only do these aircraft have just about everything you need for regular flights, but they beat out some payware aircraft when it comes to visual texturing and lighting models as well. While there are still some bugs, which I am told are being worked on, the overall experience with the Boeing 737 family of aircraft from LevelUp has been a blast. One of the great things about this freeware pack is the fact it comes with not one, not two, not three, but 4 aircraft, including the 737-600, 737-700, the 737-800, and the 737-900 aircraft. While the Zebo 737 will always have a place in my heart and is still a great add-on, until I see an AK texture mod drop for it with PBR textures, I'll probably be sticking with the LevelUps from here on. Best of luck to Zebo getting that done. Number 3, AviTab. No list of freeware add-ons would be complete without one of the greatest add-ons of all time, and that's AviTab. AviTab is the electronic flight bag add-on for X-Plane. AviTab brings the capability of looking up airports, viewing charts, opening a browser window, moving map, and a PDF viewer. AviTab is implemented on almost all freeware and payware aircraft at this point. This tablet is also compatible with VR, so for those of you who use your virtual reality goggles for flight simulation, you can use this as well. AviTab is able to be opened in aircraft that have not embedded it into their tablets or EFBs as well, simply by opening it up under the plugins menu, allowing you to view your charts and watch your favorite YouTubers while flying. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So AviTab is a great add-on that you should be taking advantage of. Number 4, BetterPushback. Listen, we all know the default pushback sucks. Honestly, at this point, Laminar Research should just buy BetterPushback and add it in as their standard for X-Plane 12 moving forward. BetterPushback has been installed on virtually every X-Plane user's computer at this point. It might as well make it official. It's like dating your girlfriend for 7 years. Just get married already. BetterPushback allows you to customize your pushback by selecting where you want your pushback to end. It'll also allow you to hook up a GPU for ground power or ASU for low pressure air to your cabin. Still in place is the manual push as well, so you can control the pushback yourself. The one annoying thing is the magic squares. I hate having to go in and disable them every time I install it or open a new aircraft. Laminar Research, if you do buy it, please disable these by default. Thanks. Number 5, X-World by Sim Heaven. X-World is another ground texture type add-on, but this time focused on correctly placing auto-generated buildings, trees, and other vegetation. We already covered the fact that X-Plane 12 sucks at ground level textures and auto generation. Xworld helps it suck less. Does this mod make X-Plane 12 look like Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 at Ultra? Of course not. However, Xworld is one of my favorite mods because it does finally fix the annoying random buildings and makes your cities feel way more alive. Your towns feel more like the real thing, and your countrysides not dotted with random 5-story buildings. There are different options under Xworld depending on what area of the world you normally fly. You can install one or all of them. Please note that Sim Heaven is moving away from the Freeware Arena towards a Xworld Pro paid version. We're told the Pro version will be better and more accurate and worth the cost. We'll have to see about that, but right now you can still get the free version online. Number 6, Aerogenesis A330 modification. Most of you are familiar with the A330 provided by Laminar Research by default in X-Plane 12. Like the Zibo 737, the Aerogenesis is a modification to the default aircraft. Aerogenesis currently has a working version of their modification that adds tons of features and bugs that Laminar Research hasn't touched. From a working EFB, ground handling, ISIS, and IRS, the team at Aerogenesis has reworked a lot of the default systems and some of the modeling to bring about a more detailed and accurate Airbus A330 to the simulator. At the time of recording, the team has released the version 1.2.0-R1 with a version 2.0 actively in development. The 2.0 version is basically a brand new aircraft built from the ground up with new 3D modeling, PBR textures, all new McDo, and systems coding. You name it, it's new. Either way, the current Aerogenesis is worth picking up and installing for the grand price of free $99. That's free, not three. It's like freeware, not payware. The entire list is about freeware add-ons, not payware. Anyway, back to the list. Number 7, free E-Jets. I'm a big fan of regional aircraft. Not all freeware is at the level of payware aircraft, and this is one of them. To celebrate their 10-year anniversary, Xcraft released their free versions of their payware Embraer 170, 175, and 190, 195 aircraft. These aircraft have all the default X-Plane 12 systems, so don't expect a complex study-level aircraft. But for the casual A to B flying, these regional aircraft will do the job and scratch that itch for regional hopper too. Just know that VNAV is not implemented in these freeware aircraft, so kind of like the payware FSS E-Jets on Microsoft the last 3 years until a month ago. Anyway, you can still navigate the skies even on VATSIM using other options like vertical speed mode, or flight level change. You'll probably want to make sure you have up-to-date nav data for X-Plane 12 before flying these on VATSIM though. Well, really for any aircraft, to make sure you have up-to-date nav data. It's kind of important when you're flying on VATSIM. Number 8, OpenSAM. If you're an X-Plane 11 user, you probably familiar with SAM. SAM was a scenery animation manager that allowed for all kinds of animations, including moving gateways, marshaller services, and many others. Unfortunately, SAM is no longer updated and cannot be used with X-Plane 12. However, the kind folks over at OpenSAM created an open source drop-in replacement. If you are a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024 user that enjoys GSX, if you're over on X-Plane, you will miss not having the functionality of knowing you park like a blind clown after too many shots of that fake whiskey when you pull up to the gate. OpenSAM allows you to know just how bad you park, as well as allowing SAM-enabled airports that you ported over from X-Plane 11 to function with moving SAM jet bridges and gateways. It's a worthwhile add-on that does help you when trying to replicate real-world flights, and you want to add the realism at the gate. Number 9, King Air C90B Evo G1000 Blackhawk. Not all aircraft need to be airliners. Sometimes I like to jump into a charter style or turboprop and imagine I will ever have the money to afford owning one. The King Air C90B Evo G1000 Blackhawk, that's too much to say. I'm just going to say King Air. The King Air mod is highly detailed modification for the default King Air C90 and X-Plane 12. This adds things like a functional annunciator panel, electrical systems, fuel system, pneumatic, electrical de-icing, pressurization, bleed, and air conditioning. The list goes on and on. You get the point. The team here includes engineers, developers, and real-world King Air pilots who really are trying to make the most accurate representation of the King Air C90B out there. I would like to add the C90B weight and balance sheet will make your head swim if you don't know what a weight and balance sheet actually looks like in the real world. For us real pilots out there, we quirk a smile and nod our heads at the attention to detail. Just so you understand how detailed this aircraft is, let me read to you the first comment on the X-Plane forum file. Do I really need to read the manual? Engine catches fire on start. Yes, I do. And finally, number 10. This one really shouldn't be a surprise, but probably will be for most of you. The community. Now, before you jump into the comment section and start typing in rage, "This is not an add-on, this is not an add-on, blah, blah, blah." Listen, hear me out for a moment, okay? The flight simulator community is a niche group of folks. Yes, we're growing thanks to new additions like Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024, but we're still small compared to the markets of, say, Grand Theft Auto or Battlefield. The content creators out there are burning the midnight oil. They're the ones who are truly making these simulators great. I say this as I wrote this script just the other day past midnight. The number of tutorials, informational, and review videos out there on YouTube and other platforms is incredible. The amount of knowledge from real-world airline pilots, flight instructors, pilots, and regular flight simulator enthusiasts this community has brought together is worthy of its own think tank. It's really hard to put a price tag on this. Whether you want to learn how to fly the 737 or you want to know how to install an add-on, there's a creator out there who has probably already made that video. I personally made dozens and dozens of tutorials because I love to help people, to teach people something that they didn't know already. It really is one of my passions. So yes, the flight simulator community is a free add-on. You should use it every single day. Don't neglect our greatest asset, each other. Well, that wraps up this one. I hope this has helped you see just how awesome you can make your simulator, all for the cost of taking a little bit of time to download and install some files. If you think I should have added something else to the list, drop it in the comments down below. I'm always on the search for the next best freeware add-on because houses aren't getting any cheaper. Support the channel by becoming a channel member or by buying some merch, like this shirt I'm wearing, on my store. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time up in the sky.